All right, we're back live. It's good to see everyone. Of course, this is the Big Daddy Energy podcast, and it's good to see y'all. I wonder what we're gonna be talking about today. Jeff, you want to say what's up to the people?
Yes, sir. People, what's up? It's your boy Jeff. Yeah, Solo, this is going to be an interesting one. Welcome, guys, to the podcast.
They tried to play us, but we made the game. Offend these haters, turn their shade to shame.
Believe you me.
Stick with the name that pays. Big Daddy everything.
And they thought I was dumb to rap, but how dumb is that when I'm the running back? Gut punch you in front of you at eye level, see if you gon' stomach that. It's food for thought, but we don't feed them hoes, we don't need them hoes. Eloquent, Big Daddy elephant, just in their element. Intelligence, telling men something they could tell a friend. And
I suppose we're waiting for everyone to come and holler at us. But what you think, Jeff? What we talking about today, man?
We're talking about balance, the great circus act.
Yeah,
Balancing.
balance in the home.
In the home, in the marriage, in the core of the house. What do they call it? The nuclear family.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Well, we're welcoming everybody that's coming in. Everybody, I'm glad y'all are here. Should be fun. A great topic.
Yep. Oh, Manny. What's that say there? Let's see. Sup. G. What's up, Manny?
And another one. Just so happens. Let me take a crack at this one.
All right.
Sup. Sue. Oh, you see that?
There you go. That's it right there. I like
You see it,
that.
right?
Yeah.
It's good to be here, and it's good to hear from you, Manny. We're glad you're here actually because we talk about husbands spanking their wives.
Yep.
So it has come out. There's been reports of this movement dealing with husbands actually spanking their wives. It's called CDD, or the Christian Domestic Discipline. And I didn't know about it because that's just not exactly where Jeff and I are coming from. But it seems like husbands are treating themselves as fathers to their wives as daughters. Is that what you would get from that? Yeah.
That's what it seems to me. Yeah. It seems like they've taken on the father role for their wives.
Okay.
Yep. And they're, implementing punishment.
It's like corporal punishment.
Corporal punishment. Spankings.
Did
you get spanked when you were a kid, Solo?
I wouldn't call it a spanking. I wouldn't call it. I would not call the form of discipline I got as a spanking, brother. So,
Did you get beat? Is that what it was?
I got beatings. I got whoopings. I got what they would call it, caned.
Oh yeah. I got whooped often too. Yeah.
I dealt with that. as a child. Brother, I would actually say that I would rather a woman that comes from a disciplinary household.
Like her father was a disciplinarian?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
It's a good way to start, right?
It is, yeah.
Then when you say something, your voice actually means something, because she's like, oh no, I understand that quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, it says something. All right, but that's not what we're talking about. So some people might tune in and say, "Oh, what?" They see the thumbnail and they come on here and they're like, "Oh, look at these guys, man, with this Christian stuff, man, it's Christianity, and it's like how far they want to take it.
Yeah, man.
These horrible people.
Spare the rod, spoil the wife. All right. Isn't that what it says?
Not exactly, no, but
No. Oh, it's child. I got you.
Got your hat handed to you. Okay, yeah, that's one, right? I got my hat handed to me.
That's old school right there, man.
Yeah. So then where are we coming from with this? If we're saying our husbands should spank their wives, this is a little bit graphic. So if there's small children around, you might just want to get them out of there. Because a good friend just taught me that term. Okay. Manny, did you get your tush spanked? Your tush pushed?
That's not the same. That's funny.
Solo, my cat, got high. It found my stash where I used to put my pot and found my pot that I have been looking for years. I had forgotten where to put the pot, and he ate it. Is my cat going to be okay? It'll be fine. Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't too much. But
pot has expiration dates, man.
Yeah, if it's years old, then he's just brushing his teeth.
Cough it up like in 2 hours. Yeah. Just ate some grass.
So I'm married, right? I don't yell at my wife. I don't raise my hand at my wife. Let's see what Manny says. I came from a white home, so a smack on my hand was a good on my hand. I was a good girl, pretty much. Yeah, I bet you were a good girl, Manny. Or in Jeff's terms, a nun. I could see that. I could see Manny being a nun.
I can see that being a nun. Yeah.
But the thing about that is, good girls are y'all are
out of there, brother.
Mighty, mighty freaky girls.
Super freaky. I was just playing at the store earlier. Super freaky.
Mighty. I mean, golly. Which is good. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Good thing, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
But what I am talking about is, I choose not to put my hands on my wife. Obviously, it's against the law, but I actually in my own self say I'm not gonna punch my wife or slap my wife. However, I messed up my 20s for sure. Okay, so you were a good girl at first, and then you said, man, what's all this parameters for?
Yeah.
Let me see what else is out here. Yeah, it could get like that. So how one might ask, well, then how do you keep? So every time we see you and your wife, it always seems like everything's balanced. Let me just use that term. Everything's balanced, and y'all seem to be okay. And she doesn't seem like she's in an abusive relationship, but for some reason she follows my lead. What's that all about? It's balance. And it has to do with the stroke game. All right. Okay, Jeff. All right.
All right, man.
All right, everybody.
All right. Different strokes for different folks. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
There was this is what I was looking for, Jeff. And then I'm gonna let you get dig in with the discipline. But I know people came here for some what are y'all talking about? So I'll go ahead and tell it. There was a survey done. This guy, he's a ladies' man, you know what I'm saying? But he did a survey and he asked about Pound Town. Does everybody know what Pound Town is? That's like that. Really
Yeah.
Hammering, really kind of getting your point across. And then he asked about slow strokes. So he said if you could choose between only having one for the rest of your life, either Pound Town or the slow strokage, what would you choose? And 86% of the people that answered said slow strokes.
Mm.
And 4%, which were men, said Pound Town. And so it seems that by his survey, that women would much prefer the slow strokes over the Pound Town for the rest of their life.
I wouldn't have guessed that, brother.
You wouldn't have guessed that?
No, no.
He's a professional, like whatever he does, he's that's what he does, right? He brings a lot out of women. Let's just put it that way. A lot.
Okay. No.
That's what he does. And yeah, that was their answer, brother. You know, they said if you could only have one, if you could only choose one, that's what they chose. Slow stroke.
Okay. Yeah.
It's no surprise to me that that's what that's what they would choose, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But you said you wouldn't expect that.
No, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Y'all want to spank your wives?
Did you see the title? Alyssa? All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you, Alyssa. So, how can I set this up? Pardon me. Yeah, tune in to really stay tuned to what we're saying here.
Yeah, stick around.
So, I'm gonna talk about my relationship. In my relationship, I don't abuse my wife and I don't try to bring harm to my wife. But there's something about Pound Town that if you use it right, see, a lot of people, brother, they learn how to fight when they're young because that's how you handle problems. That's the first and most important way to handle problems.
Yeah.
But then as you grow older, you start to figure out different ways to deal with your issues with another person. And the same way, a man, the first way I learned how to go in onto a woman was just that. I gotta represent, man. I'm a thug, I'm a street guy, you know what I'm saying? Throw her around and whatever the situation may be. And Craig says, Spank wives. Yes, sir. I don't think I want to stay for this conversation, especially with the big brother. I understand. If you gotta go, you gotta go.
Yeah,
But
I get it.
but this is some crucial information
Yeah,
for both men and women, mostly the man. Where was I at, brother?
You started with first learning how to fight, and then
That's what it was.
in the streets. When you meet women, you give them the.
Yeah, that's right. I'm from the streets, and that's the first way I learned how to deal with a woman was just go hard, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's it. Yeah.
And then as I grew and got more experience, I realized it's not just you can't just do that all the time, but you got to keep it in your arsenal. Like it's got to keep it because you got to use it at certain times. The same thing with being able to fight. You got to keep that. You can't say, "Oh, I'm a Christian. I choose to not, non-violence." You got to be able to be very violent, man.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that, Jeff? Got to be very
Absolutely.
violent.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
You can choose not to be violent, but you got to keep that violence in your back pocket and be very ready and dangerous. Correct?
Yes. Yeah. If you don't, then you've lost everything you've done for yourself.
This is true. Well, it's the same thing with the Pound Town game. If your woman decides that she wants to do whatever she feels like, what authority do you have? You want to call the cops? You call the police?
Hell.
Yeah, 911. I tell my wife not to buy those shoes, and she bought them. What are you gonna do? You gonna tell her dad? Yes, Mr. Wife's dad. uh, your daughter, I actually asked her very nicely not to buy those shoes, and she bought them.
Yeah.
Where's your authority? Because you got the voice. Your voice is saying, "Hey, don't do that." But
Right.
what authority? A police officer, he got the badge, right? And the badge is like his title.
Hmm.
But other than if you don't respect that badge, brother, what are you going to respect?
Authority, bro. Force.
Yeah, what in particular am I going to respect about? Is he going to make me respect? If I say, "I screw your badge, bro,"
Oh no, bro. He's just another person.
okay, well, there's something that they make people respect them with.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, if they pull the weapons out,
There it
right?
is.
Pull the
There it
gun
is.
out. The taser, maybe. You might respect the taser.
That's his authority. Some people, I'm not respecting no taser, bro.
Yeah.
But he pulls that gun out, and that's the part of his authority that he can enforce with. And a
Right.
man, it is against the law to fight your woman. And listen, for whatever reason, I don't see how that makes a whole lot of sense. Some people do it. I've never had to in all these years. Been with the same woman for what, 24
Mhm.
years,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying that I'm overbearing over her or make her life miserable, but she knows what's up. Yeah, she's on here a lot of times. Maybe I don't know why she's not on here today, but she's on here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, she knows she can't do whatever she wants, not just whatever she wants. She can do a lot of what she wants, but not whatever she wants. Not if it's going to conflict with things I say. How does that happen? You got to have a pound town. You got to use it. Oh, here she goes. There she is, right there. You got to use it at the right times.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jeff. Let's talk about discipline a little bit, brother. What you got? Why is this important?
Yeah. So discipline. Growing up, brother, I used to hear discipline, and it was always referred to like, time to get spanked, time to get a whooping. You're about to get disciplined.
All right.
And then my father was military, so we didn't get grounded. We got put on restriction. That's what they call it. We were put on restriction, and that's what happens to soldiers when they get in trouble. They get put on restricted passes.
Restricted. Yeah.
So, um, the term discipline was always synonymous to me with punishment, and even still, that's what you call it, disciplining the child. People tend to think of spanking a child, disciplining a child. The term discipline means to instruct or to teach.
There
Now,
you
in order for there to be instruction and teaching, there needs to be a level of respect. So let's go to the baseline of how you build relationships, or in this case, how you would build a marriage, right? So first, we can look at it and say, okay, the means by which you gained your respect, the level of respect that got you to this point, whatever means that is, whether it was through force, through wit, whatever it was, that is the means by which you correct as you go down the road. The means by which you gained your respect is the means by which you correct. So if I'm chilling with the boys and I meet some guys, they don't really know me very well. We kind of get a little fisticuffs in there, and then we beat each other up a little bit. They say, "All right, man, nah, he's with us. He's good." Later on down the line, if they start crossing the line, then we go back to these,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
where these are the guys. Hey, y'all forgive who y'all talking to? Maybe we need to bang each other up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is what we did when I was growing up. Me and the fellas, we would fight each other sometimes. Not try to kill each other, but punch each other a little bit here and there. And that was the means by which we maintained our respect. Now, you did not gain your respect with the woman that you married by slapping her in the face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
That's not the way you got her to say, yes, please teach me. Please instruct me. I will
That's right.
become your wife and I will follow your instruction. And these terms, people hear these terms and they think of rulership, right? Like tyranny,
Yeah.
tyrannical rulership. It's very uncomfortable to talk, not for me, but for people to hear these kind of terms when you're talking about husband and wife. But let me remind you guys, a man will not be respected by a woman enough to be in a good marriage unless he asserts himself as the dominating party in
Yeah.
the marriage.
Yeah.
And the way by which you assert yourself and gain the respect of and the dominance is in the bedroom, guys. And everybody knows this. And I don't care what anybody says.
Everybody doesn't know this, but they're learning it right now today.
They're learning it right now. And because here's the deal. A guy could meet a woman and he could be all the things that she needs. He's well to do. He's got great relationship with his family. He's got good friends. He's got a wholesome life. He's not a liar. He's not a cheater. He's great, but he's horrible in the bedroom, brother. She's not going to marry the guy. She's going to have a very hard time with the guy.
What if he's too nice in the bedroom?
It's not going to cut it, man.
Okay.
That's why it surprised me that 86% of the people wanted for the rest of their life the slow strokes and not the, not the pound town, because it's the force in the bedroom that gives you that's where the magic happens, I guess is to say it.
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, brother. You have to remember this. Is that a lady, brother, who's gonna have the more comfortable vehicle, you or your wife?
Yeah, the
Probably
wife.
your wife, right? And so on and so forth. They're looking for comfort. However, women never really know what they need. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to ask for structure. Hey, can you come in my life and give me structure? They're not going to ask for that, brother. A woman. So all they're saying is this is what is the most comfortable for me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what they're saying is this is what's most comfortable for me.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
So knowing that, it's like, okay, a man should be able to mix it up. But if you only go in with that's all you have, that's all you bring, she's gonna feel like something's missing always, brother. That's why she remembers the person that used to bring that game to the bedroom, and she'll sneak out for that.
Oh yeah, for sure, brother. And the thing about and this is very natural, brother. That pound town, that force,
Yes,
that type of interaction with your lady. This is very natural, and nature humbles us. That's what it does. It brings us to reality, and it's a very natural way to assert dominance, because the reality is you have one that is receiving and one that is penetrating.
Yes, sir.
And in order to penetrate, there needs to be force. Now, not only force, there needs to be some wit, right? There needs to be some kindness to lead down the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a couple other things here, and there's other forms of that interaction that complement the other stuff, right? So like the slow stuff, that's, we can kind of just, be drunk on our affection for one another in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the end of the road, that's where you want to be. And that's the one that says, I'm the penetrator, you're the receiver, I'm the instructor, and you're the student, you're the disciple. And that's the relationship. That way your wife is right there ready to do whatever it needs to be done.
Hey, does it work, you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And there's no arguments, brother. My wife and I have never shouted at each other, not once. We've not been together but for 3 years, but never have we raised our voices at each other.
Yeah.
Never walked away in frustration. None of it, brother. We've had hard conversations. We've had very difficult conversations. But no, we don't fight. We don't argue. None of it.
A man, if he can stay within himself, because let's look at some men who they've been abused all their lives, and they're like, well, I always go wilding out. I always wild out when I get a chance, and he's just, right. And so it's only that. It's only just this forceful way of I'm gonna, do this thing, and then they do shout at each other, and he does lose it when he sees it with other guys. What usually happens with those relationships?
Oh yeah, they come to an end pretty swiftly. They deteriorate in an ugly way before they end.
Yeah. And it's because he doesn't have any discipline himself.
Yeah.
You see, if a man lacks discipline, I'm disciplined by the Most High God. You know what I'm saying? if I'm mistreating my children, mistreating my wife, or if I'm mistreating my position in life, I'm gonna get handled.
Mhm.
And God don't spare me, man. He does not spare me. And I appreciate God for that. He's instructing me and I'm being led by him. Also, when I was in school or when I went to boot camp, they didn't play, brother. They just didn't play with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it was time to let you know that you're in big trouble, you're in big trouble. And I always respected it. I didn't like it, but I respected it.
Yeah.
For a woman, if you would like for her to respect you and you don't have to she said, I don't want to be in this conversation, not today. Respect money.
Yeah.
Come back to it. You'll see some things that we're talking about that actually make sense. Um, but but for the particular purpose of what we're talking about with as far as the discipline and all that is that we got to lead, and
Um,
because I got to lead, I don't have all the time in the world to be trying to explain why we should go this way.
right.
I don't have all the time in the world to tell you, hey, the reason why I'm telling you not to do that is because of this. Before you do it, after we do what I said to do, okay, let's just do that, and then later on I say, okay, come sit down, let's talk. All right, so I'm glad you did what you did, and that you listened to what I had to say. What you didn't know was there's this stuff around the corner, or I heard the news say such and such and such and such. Right, and there's too many people in the world that have set up their relationships without any discipline. The man doesn't have any discipline, and because of that, he also doesn't instill any discipline in anybody around him. There's no respect.
Mhm.
And so one of the ways to get respect, especially in a relationship between a man and a woman, is to know how to behave in the bedroom. Uh, what a wonder, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What a wonder. You would think that you just go and hey, this is what I like, and she does what she likes. And he's like, well, this is what I like, and they do what they like. But if that woman starts running the bedroom, be careful, man. It's almost over. You're in trouble. She's running the bedroom, or she out experiences you. There's some
Yeah.
trouble waiting to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of echoes throughout the whole relationship in every way. If you're starting a business and your wife is more business savvy than you, then because what's going to happen is one party is supposed to be leading, one party is supposed to be supporting.
Yeah.
That's the nature of the marriage. And if the supporting party begins to lead, you're going to have trouble. And that's just the way it goes. That's the way it goes in any type of facility where people have to work together. If someone is in a position and they're supposed to be in this position and they start doing, especially a leadership, if the wrong person is in leadership, you're in trouble, man. You are in trouble. That's how you end up with guys going through all kinds of troubles in their sex life, man.
Well, let's look at it. I have the alternative, men that are
Okay.
listening, because this is who we're talking to for the most part.
Hmm.
You can bend over and be penetrated. Since that's how you want to do it, you might as well let her bend you over and penetrate you, and,
Yep.
and you call
There's
her
guys that
daddy.
do that. Yeah, there's
Uh,
guys doing that.
you call her daddy. She tells you what to do. She also tell you, oh, I want to be with other guys and I want you to watch. That's the alternative. No, no, I think it's good the way we're doing it. It's like 50-50. Like, all right, all right,
Hmm.
all right. Keep doing that. So this is not Christian domestic discipline. That seems really, really, let's say, cringe.
It's a little cringe, yeah. That's pretty cringe.
This is more like Big Daddy discipline. Hey, enjoy yourselves. Know that it's up to you, man. You can choose whatever you want to do in this situation, but you'll get most of your respect and all the men that she respects the most, as far as I just like, he's a good leader and all that kind of stuff. It all boils down to what he's able to bring to that bedroom. Any final thoughts, brother?
Now, man, instruct, teach, maintain your frame, fellas.